Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Success Life Live. My name is Eric Reid. I am your coach, and I'm so glad you took a moment to jump in and join me for today's Success Life Live lesson. We gather here each and every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern because I know if we get this thing right, if we get our thinking right, if we get our mindset going in the right direction, we will attract the attention, the success that we want into our lives. And so each and every morning we jump in here at 8 o'clock Eastern, we do a little lesson, and then we go about and build our lives because we're intentional about the lives we get to live and the lives that we're living. So again, thank you and welcome to Success Life Live. My name, like I said, is Eric Reid. I'm a coach. I work with people who understand that there is more to their life, more to what they want to achieve, more to where they want to be in their business, in their personal life, in their finance, and in their fitness. And I help them get there. And that's what success life living is all about. It's not about getting somewhere someday on some podium, but it's living each and every day successfully, giving each and every day our very best and taking from each and every day the very best. And that's what life with success is all about. So I'm glad you decided to jump in and join me. Take a moment, say hello, tag somebody, shout out, whatever you got to do to get recognized in the room. Because I got to tell you, those little icons in the corner that Facebook provides me don't really work so well for seeing who's up there. Now, I do see my good friend Julie is here. I don't know if she's still in Asia or if she's home with Donkey. But wherever she is adding sunshine, joy, and wisdom. So I'm glad she's here, at least with us virtually. And buongiorno, Greg. Is my rolling of the R's coming back? You know how hard it is to roll an R when you have a head cold. Good morning, Shirley. I'm glad to see you as well. Indonesia? Oh my God. I don't know why she doesn't take me on these trips. I'm just going to sit here and pout for a minute. Okay, done pouting. All right, well, I'm glad you all decided to jump in. So now we got Indonesia, Italy, Julie, and I know we've got Al coming on in just a moment. And so, we're international now. I feel good. So I wanted to talk about the law of substitution. Now, I'm not talking the law of substitution like when I'm working with my son and we're trying to figure out X minus 5 equals 15 and we're trying to figure out X and we have to move the things from one side to the other. No, that's the physical realm of the law of substitution. What I'm talking about is the spiritual or mental law of substitution. And so the difference is in the physical world, you could take this pen, so to speak, and remove it, drop it, leave it laying on the floor, throw it away, and go on with life. And it wouldn't really affect or impact you. You'd be like, okay, I can remove this physical object from my life and have no impact, have no value, have no meaning, no interruption. But when we talk about the law of substitution in the mental, the metaphysical, the spiritual, the energy that we live in, when we remove a thought or a belief, we have to replace it with something. It's just the law of substitution. You can't simply say, I refuse to believe that anymore. No, sorry, not going to believe it. The earth is flat. Whoever told me it's round, I refuse to believe it. Because your mind will say, okay, if we no longer believe that, then what do we believe? If you say that you're no longer lazy or stupid or poor or overweight or if you now tell me we're not going to believe these things about ourselves, then what is the replacement? Because you have to substitute that belief, that understanding, that knowledge, that wisdom, that something. You got to tell me something different because I belong to this big mental, physical, spiritual thing, and you can't just tell me stop believing in something because my brain will stop and go, yeah, the earth is flat. Yes. Wait, the earth is still flat in some people's mind. I will tell you, never mind, Julie, never mind, not going there. But in the spiritual, mental, physical space, if I say I no longer believe this, a new belief, a new value, a new truth, a new understanding has to come in. And so often as a coach, what I'll hear somebody say is, well, I don't believe that about myself anymore. I'm like, okay, so what do you now believe? about yourself, your relationship, your fitness, your finance, your family, your business? What is the new belief? Because you can't just say, I don't believe that. Because your mind will stay attached to that belief. Even if it's saying, I don't believe that anymore, it's still over here saying, well, we don't believe it, but we haven't really clipped the cord because we haven't substituted it with a new belief. And so even by saying, I don't believe that about myself, I don't believe that I'm lazy, I don't believe I'm not going to be successful, I don't believe that I can't make this happen, I don't believe, when that don't believe energy, we're still really saying we're attached to it. We're still saying that we believe in it. We still say that we're connected to it, even when we say we don't believe it, because you can hear it. It's like trying to prove a non-existence through the statement that it doesn't exist. It's like, show me it doesn't exist. Well, I can't because it doesn't exist. You get the rhythm. So anyhow, within the law of substitution, the metaphysical, the spiritual, the mental idea is when you want to shift a belief, when you want to change a perspective, when you want to move and grow into the next place, you have to substitute that thought. You have to substitute that belief. You have to begin to adapt a new mindset. And so that law of substitution might sound like up until now, which is one of my favorite mentors' statements, up until now. So even if I haven't quite figured out what the new belief, the new value, what the new thing is, I can always substitute it with up until now. Or if not, then why not? So if somebody says, well, you know what? You're never going to make $1 million. And I say, well, I believe I can. That's not true. I'm always going to say, well, if not, why not? And it's like, well, why can't I? Oh, you know what? I could. If somebody says you're never going to achieve what you want in life, I'll say, if not, why not? And in that why not, if not, why not statement, all of a sudden I'm beginning to think, wait a minute. If not, why not? Why couldn't I achieve my dreams? What do I need to do to achieve my dreams? And I start to begin to adapt the mindset that somebody somewhere has done it. Somebody somewhere has made $1 million. Somebody somewhere has taken a book that they wrote in their basement, lonely and dark, without a publisher and an editor and a PR person, and turned it into a bestseller. Somebody has woken up without a gym membership, without a personal trainer, without food in a box delivered at their door, and lost 20 pounds and gotten good health and ran a marathon. Somebody somewhere has been in a really destructive, negative relationship and woke up one day and said, okay, I'm done with this. This isn't what I deserve. This isn't what I'm worthy of. This isn't who I want to be. I'm moving on, moving out, getting done. Somebody somewhere has become the overnight success that they wanted to. So if not, why not me? So when I begin to have those negative doubts, when I begin to have those negative thoughts and those limiting beliefs and those ideas that maybe it can't happen, maybe it won't happen, maybe this isn't about me, I'm like, whoop! Got to find that law of substitution. Can't simply say, I don't believe that about me. I'm not going to accept that as my truth. That's not real. I'm going to say, you know what? If not, why not me? Why not? Why not? Why not? Give me a good reason why it can't be me. Because if you can give me a good reason why it can't be me, then I can give you a good reason probably why it can be me. And I'm going to start to adopt the solution or the belief system that I'm going to be the exception to the rule. If you can show me one exception in the entire universe, then that means there has to be room for a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth. If one person broke the mold, if one person did the impossible, if one person made it happen, then that means that the law isn't absolute. And if the law isn't absolute, then that means it's open for me to bend and break it again. Now, those that know me know that sometimes I be in the rule, I hedge my shoulder around and try and twist through. Because I believe that if it's absolute, if it's like so truly absolute that there isn't found one person on the entire planet that's made it happen, I'm still going to go, well, then that means I must get to be the first. So when I begin to use the law of substitution in my life, in my thoughts, in my beliefs, and I get those negative thoughts like, oh, this is never going to work out. I don't just simply say I'm not going to believe that. Because we talked about that. You can't be attached to it with the I'm not going to. I'll sit and I'll say, okay, I need to substitute that thought. I need to change that language. I need to change that belief. So why not me? If me, why not? Or if not, why not? Up until now, I used to believe that. Moving forward, this is what I'm going to say. And I begin to substitute those thoughts. I begin to substitute that language. I begin to adopt new things because my mind needs something to attach to. And every belief and every truth and every word that I speak creates the universe that I live in. It attracts the success that I want to live into. It becomes the world I live in. And so if I simply walk around saying, well, I'm not going to, I'm not going to, I'm not going to, I'm not going to, I'm still attached to that old world, that old belief, that negative mindset. But if I start to say, you know what? Up until now, I believe the world is flat. Moving forward, I'm going to say it's round. I'm going to say it's square. I'm going to say it's rectangle. I don't care what I say, but what I'm saying is I'm moving in a new direction. I'm thinking in a new way of thought. I'm changing my perspective. And I've defined what day it's going to start up until now. If I say, you know what? I'm going to write a book. I'm going to get it published. And in 6 months, I'm going to be on the New York Times bestseller list. I'm going to be making the Good Morning America tours. I'm going to be on the Today Show. I'm going to be on I'm going to be just like Mr. Talk Show host. And somebody says, oh, nobody's ever done that before. I'm like, really? Nobody? And they might say, well, it happened once then that's what I'm hooking on to. That's what I'm believing onto. You know what? I'm going to be the second. I'll be the third. I don't care if I'm the 20th person that it happens to because you told me it can happen. Well, nobody's ever lost weight without a gym membership, a personal trainer, a diet plan, food in a box, substitution, liposuction. Really? Nobody? Like nobody in the entire... Well, I heard this one time, this guy that did... fine, that's good enough for me. I'm buying that belief system. I'm substituting your belief system, your negative thoughts, your negative talk with that. And I'm going to adopt it and I'm going to use it and I'm going to build the life of success that I desire for me and my family. I'm going to attract the things into the universe that I want to hold on to. Because this is all I've got. All of these gadgets and wombats and, programming and stuff, if I don't start to reprogram this, if I don't start to substitute the thoughts that have been living and growing and getting moldy up in my head for the last, I'm not going to say how many years, then guess what? It's not going to change. So you have got to go through your belief systems. You've got to do a mental inventory. You've got to pull out a journal and think of all the things that you believe about yourself, about your relationship, about your fitness, about your finance, about your health. Whatever it is, you've got to start to make a list. And then you've got to say, okay, that thought I can keep. That thought, I got to substitute. That thought, that's a bad one. That one's dragging me into the mud. I got to find a better solution. I've got to substitute that. And then write them down. And then begin to read them and reprogram and begin to substitute. When you hear yourself say, oh, it's never going to happen. That ain't coming out of my mouth. Moldy thoughts. Yeah, Charles, I got a few moldy thoughts. Black mold does live up in here some days. It's, the Rust Belt, whatever. You've got to begin to reprogram your life. If you want to have the life of success that you desire, if you want to have the things that you look at Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and social media and your friends and family and people around you experiencing, and you want to be a pouty, glummy, pow-pow fish, my favorite book, just for the record, pow-pow fish. If you want to be a pow-pow fish, then, all right, fine. But if you're sitting there going, there is more in my life, more that I can do, more than I can achieve, more than I want, now tell me how I am going to get there. It's going to start up here. It's going to start with what you're thinking, what you're saying, and what your belief system is, and you got to start to substitute it. That's just what I know. Just what I know. It's funny because often I'll be in a coaching session with a client, and they'll say something, and I'll just I'll be like, whoa, honey, turn the car around. We got to talk, kind of thing, and they'll say what? And I'm like, did you hear what you said? And they're like, what? And I'll repeat it back for them. And that's why we record coaching calls so they can hear it in their own voice as well. I'm like, really? Is that really what you believe? And they're like, well, no. And they try and rationalize. I'm like, but you said it. And you didn't even check yourself. You didn't even hear it. You dropped that word, that thought, that belief out of you. And you didn't even correct it, adjust it, modify it, alter it. And you're wondering why you're handicapped? Why you're not achieving the success you want? Why you're not being where you want to be in life? Phew. Maybe you need to spend more time letting me autocorrect your speaking, autocorrect your thinking, autocorrect your belief systems. So don't take everything for granted. Don't walk through life thinking, well, I've got the affirmations, I've got the book, I've got the vision board, all of that's going to just suddenly bring everything I want to me into my life. It's all up there. You'll often hear somebody say, oh, I'm a mindset coach. I'm like, oh, not really sure what that translates to, but I kind of think what you mean is you help people reset their mind. I think we need to reset our belief systems, reset our language, reset the things that we say and believe. The universe responds to our words. If you're a person of faith and you understand that the universe was created by a spoken word, and that you are divinely gifted with that same power, that same gift, that same voice, and you're walking through life saying, if I could only sell 100 copies of my book, I'd be happy. What do you think the universe is going to sell? 101 or 100? If you say, if I could just lose 10 pounds, I'd be okay, even though I need to lose 30. Where do you think your weight, your magical weight is going to bottom out at? That 10 pounds. You're going to go 9.5, 11, 10, 9.5, 11, 10, 9.5, 15, 10. Because you spoke it into being. If you're thinking that your maximum income is going to be $60,000 or $70,000, do you think your bank account's going to rise to $100,000? Yeah, it might. But where do you think the thermostat's going to reset itself? Back to 70, because that's what you've declared into the universe. That's the belief system. You need to begin to substitute that belief system. You need to begin to substitute that language. You need to begin to check yourself. All right? That's what we got this morning on Success Life Live. And it's a lot of what I do, honestly, as a coach. I love working with people who are in a growth mindset, who are willing to take their life to the next level. And they know it's there, they see it's there, they're working towards it, and then they sort of get stuck. Our BS system, our belief system. I'm a belief system buster. I realize that we've held on to a set of beliefs that have allowed us to achieve this level of success. And we're attached to them, sort of like the security blanket we used to carry around as kids. My sister, side story. So my sister used to have a pillowcase. And so when she was little, she had the whole pillowcase. And by the time she became like a teenager, the pillowcase had turned into just maybe a thread that was this long, just the edging. She was afraid to let it, no matter how small and how worn out and how much it didn't look like a pillowcase, she still held on to it. We do the same thing with our belief systems. We know it's time to abandon them, move on, develop new ones, let go of the old ones that served us up until that point. We just don't know how. And then we don't know what it's going to be like once we do. And we often don't have the support system and the people around us to help guide us and keep us there. Because when we begin to shift, they have to shift. And there's a lot of people around us that don't want to shift, so they keep putting us back in the old box. And that's what the coaching process is about. That's what I love being involved. That's what I love watching, when somebody's belief system shifts in such a dramatic way and they hold it long enough that the vibrational energy around them and their language and their business and their physical life begins to change, then it's like, okay, you can't go back in the box. You do not fit the old you. And then people around them start to be like, oh, wait a minute, something's happening here. And you've been around those kind of people. That's what we do Success Life Live about every single morning here at 8 a.m. Eastern. That's what the Success Life U is about, where you can go and take some free classes or download a podcast or whatever it is you need to get you moving into the next space. Hey, we got Fun Friend Friday coming up. We are now booked all the way until middle of January. We've got 4 author talks. I know, 4. I was doing 3, 4 because I can't remember. We've got 4 author talks scheduled out, just so you can find a place to be in the community and the comfort of people who are shifting their belief systems, and you won't feel left out. All right, so check it out. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. I'm going to post this month's upcoming. I'm reaching. If I fall out of the stool, it'll be the best live TV ever. So I got Pat Garneau, John Mullen, Wendy Murray. I mean, I know you can't read it. The list is big. The topics are phenomenal. I spent most of the day yesterday just like going, can we talk about this when we get together? Can we talk about this when we get together? I mean, January 18th, Gloria Burgess is going to be in the house. I am pumped. So, again, my goal is to provide value to you and to the people you know. So take a moment, like, share, comment, tweet it, share it, get it out there, build the community. Let's get this group up to 25 by the first of the year. Let's start to really invite people in our community, into our families, into our network, and say, look, this is where I'm learning from. Maybe you want to check it out. All right? So if you need me directly, considering hiring a coach, don't wait until January 1st. Avoid the crush. Get in now. We'll get you started. We'll work out a special program if that's what you need to help bridge the holidays and then move you into success for the new year. Reach out. Let me know directly. You can private message me. You can email me at eric@ericgreid.com. We'll make it happen. And until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, go out and live your life with success. Now I get to see some people. I see Denise is here. Hey, Denise. Hey, Toomey. Hey, Charles. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. Take a moment. Say hello. What is your Facebook group name? Deb, good question. I actually do a lot of it here because of the way social media is. And then, so Fun Friend Friday will be here. Author Talk will be here. So you can direct everybody to here. After the first of the year, we're going to start doing group coaching on the business page is what I've been told, but I'm waiting to see. And then we've got iHeartRadio doing the podcasts as well. So I will, and then if I didn't answer that question correctly, don't score me in public. Just send me my grade privately like the teacher used to do. You know, she used to fold my papers and hand them to me so nobody could see the grade. And I was the idiot that would open it in front of everybody. But anyhow, up until now. All right. If I can help you in any way, let me know. You guys go out and have an awesome day. Live your life with success. Bye-bye.